Well, hi there, and welcome to BPT 121, Broadcast Speech. My name is Fred Brucker. I'm your instructor for this course, and I am coming to you from my home studio in my home office. It's not really all that much to look at, but that's okay because in broadcast speech, we focus on the voice. We don't focus on the surroundings or what you look like. Matter of fact, I'm not even dressed up for you. This is what I would wear if I'm going to do a normal voice session in my studio. So it's a great job for people that don't like to wear the suit and tie. But what we're going to do in this class is we're going to help you to talk good. But talking good doesn't always mean what you think it means. I mean, yeah, we're going to go over certain aspects of having good articulation and clarity, but just as important, we're going to discuss the attitude you should have when lending your voice to an audio project. Most often, when you're playing some sort of character, well, that's just it. The goal is for the listener to be able to believe the character that you're portraying, whether it's somebody in some sort of a script play or you're simply being an announcer for a program or for a commercial. The only tool you have is the tool of your voice to make the message that you're portraying come alive. So for our purposes, you don't have the luxury of being able to see what you're doing. Everything, and I mean everything, is communicated through sound. In separate videos, I'll talk about our plan for doing labs for our class. There'll be options to do things in the radio studios on campus, but we're also going to discuss options for you to be able to conduct labs with your own equipment if you have your own home studio or want to build one. But for now, in this video, I want to briefly show you where the syllabus is, and I want to help you get started on your first assignments. The Blackboard site for our class is going to play a very significant role in how we do things this semester. To access Blackboard, you'll need access to a PC capable of connecting to the internet. I would recommend a computer that uses a Windows, Mac, or Linux operating system, especially if you choose to do any voice recording or editing outside of CCCC studios. We'll talk more about that in another video. Some of the assignments can be done on a tablet or a smartphone. You can access Blackboard via its app available on Google Play and the Apple App Store. For the purposes of this video, however, we'll be connecting to Blackboard using a PC. To log on to Blackboard, go to portal.cccc.edu and enter your complete Cougar Mail email address as your username, and then enter in your password. If you have problems logging in, you can call the IT Help Desk at 919-718-7397. After logging in, you'll have the option to enter Blackboard. Click on Courses. At the top of the next page, select the current semester, then type 121 in the search bar to find our class. You'll be greeted with an announcements page. This page will have the latest announcements related to the class. Newest announcements will be at the top of the page. Be sure to check here for any late-breaking, important information. On the left side of the screen, you'll find a link to the syllabus for this class. The syllabus contains a wealth of information, including ways to contact me, information on the required textbook, grading schemes, and the tentative course schedule. You'll also see a link that says Start Here. This is where you'll find information to get you started in the class, including your first assignments. Be sure to read through everything in this section, especially in the orientation folder. That's where your first assignments are going to be. Course resources will give you great information on various services that CCCC offers you, as well as technical help and your privacy rights under FERPA. After that, all of the work that you will need to complete for this class will be found in either the course contents section or the labs section of Blackboard. Again, we'll talk more about labs in another video. Course content will be broken up based on chapter. Each chapter will have within it links to download notes and study questions. You have two options to complete your chapter notes. You can read the chapter and fill in the notes as you read. You can also watch or listen to a lecture and complete your notes in that way. The notes are in a fillable PDF format, which you can fill in the answers right on your PC. But make sure you save your work when you're done. Or, if you prefer, you can print out your notes and write in your answers. If you choose the write-in option, you will need a way to scan your completed work so that it can be sent back to me. If you don't have a scanner at home, there are various apps that you can use with your smartphone that will allow you to take a picture of each page and convert the pictures to PDF. One app available for both Android and Apple is called Genius Scan. You can do the same thing with your study questions. In addition to that, for each chapter, you will be required to complete a short survey and attend an online class meeting. So, your chapter notes will be based on content from each chapter. Your study questions will be based on your notes. And then, when quizzes come along, these will be based on your study questions. During quizzes, you might also encounter bonus questions that come from material discussed during our online class times. There's two ways to connect during our online class times. One way is to go into Blackboard and select Blackboard Collaborate. From there, you will find a link to a course room. You should be able to connect from any sort of device, although some have had problems using Chromebooks to log in. You may want to test your connection before our first online meeting. Your device will need to have access to a microphone and to a webcam if you have one. The other option is to call in to the meeting. You'll find instructions on how to call into a session in the Blackboard course room. Now, attendance in online sessions is required for this course. Attendance is also tracked by your completion of assignments for the class. Failure to complete an assignment by the due date will be considered as an absence. If you have difficulties keeping up with work or attending class sessions, be sure to communicate with me by way of phone, text, or email. My contact information is available on the syllabus and on the contacts section of Blackboard. Taking an online class gives you a lot of flexibility to be able to complete course material at your own pace, but it also means that a lot of responsibility is on you to stay disciplined and motivated. That can be a challenge, so I've provided two ways for you to try to stay motivated. First, whenever we are not in an online class meeting, you can feel free to use the course room to connect with other students to talk about things in the class. Another option you have is the Student Coffee House. It's a forum that you can use to share things with each other or to ask questions. I'll be scrolling through the Coffee House regularly to add to any conversations going on and to make sure that you all behave yourselves in there. Use these tools as you desire to. Alright, so now here's your first assignments. There's a good bit to do. First off, you want to check out the Start Here and the Course Resources sections on Blackboard. You'll also want to download a copy of the syllabus. Then, in the course content area, click on Orientation and complete all 8 steps. Make sure you pay special attention to steps 4 and 8. Those are necessary for you to complete for assignment grades for the class. Then begin work on Chapter 1, which is also located in course content. Finish the notes, the study questions, and the survey before our first class meeting. Finally, be sure to watch the videos on how we will do labs in the class as well. Please call, text, or email me with any questions. Again, all of this information is available for you on the Blackboard site and on the syllabus. If I don't talk with you beforehand, I will see you in our first online class meeting.